Hey guys, Mars Thinking here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so the other day for a video, I reacted to friend of the channel and Grand Cross YouTuber Nagato Senpai, or Nagato Grand Cross, depending on how you choose to know him. He did a Dokkan Fest exclusive tier list, and we went over it in a video. Went over his picks and what I thought about his placements, and that video did pretty well for me, and Global is still pretty dry at the moment, so I thought, you know what, why not? He not only made one for Dokkan Fest exclusive TURs, he also made one for LRs. So I thought, why not? Let's do the LR one as well. And to be honest, just looking at it before I, started the recording, I feel like I definitely have a lot more disagreements in this one than I did in the previous one. So a couple of things that I want to point out straight away. So we have the same tiers: Gamers, Epic, Good, and then Unrunnable / 7th option. I didn't get the joke in the first video. For the bottom tier, I thought when he was saying like 7th slot, I thought he meant like the last resort pick for your team, because technically with the friend leader your team does have 7 units, but someone pointed out that it is literally just a joke. Like, if you're building a team of 6 units, these units are like the 7th choice, aka you don't want to run them, which does make a lot more sense because they're in the same, they're in the same tier with Unrunnable, so I guess it does make sense. And the other thing I needed to point out as well, because some people got some confused about some of the placements when we were talking about them in the other video, is the tiers are not in order. So if we look at the top tier, for example here, every single one of these LRs Nagato considers to be in the top tier, but the tier is not listed in order. With this list, it's probably a bit more obvious because the anniversary LRs are, where are they, 7th and 8th along. And clearly, like, we all know the anniversary LRs are the 2 best units in the game, let alone the 2 best LRs. So obviously they would be 1 and 2, depending on which way around you want to put them. I guess it doesn't really matter. I mentioned on my takes thread the other day that they're so close in power. Whichever one you think is the best, it's kind of hard to argue. So obviously they would be near the front. I don't think there's many units, in that same tier that you could even really make an argument for being better than them. Goku and Gohan, I guess, come close. The LR Super Saiyan 4 EZAs are really, really good, but they're not, the anniversary LRs level good. So hopefully that should clear that up. So the tiers are not in order. They're just all considered to be in the same tier. I mean, when it comes to making lists like this, it's definitely easier to do it like that rather than assigning every single one like a number. Because, some of the units can be so close that definitely can be difficult to do. So just bear that in mind. They are not in order. So let's go ahead and jump straight in. The top tier, I honestly can't say that I have any real disagreements with this. Obviously, I've mentioned a lot in my own videos and on Twitter and stuff, I don't like to rank units that I haven't personally used. So technically, I guess that would mean I can't rank the anniversary LRs, but it's pretty obvious that they are, the cream of the crop. But when it comes to units like the Kaioken Goku, the Goku and Piccolo, I've seen like a video or 2 here and there, but I haven't really got extensive use out of them. I can't remember their passive or what, stuff that they do off the top of my head, whereas obviously I can remember things about the anniversary LRs because people go on about them all the time. And I have had a chance to use them briefly on my side JP account, which is free to play. I do also have both of the Super Saiyan 4s EZA'd, and they are very, very good as well. So I don't see any units in this top tier that I would disagree with. Obviously units like the Namek Goku, Full Power Frieza, even the 3-year LRs, I guess, have kind of started to show their weakness a little bit in things like the red zone, but overall they are obviously very, very good units. But now is where we can move on to the tier where we will start to have some disagreements. So the next tier is Epic, and we have the Exchange Goku and Vegeta. Now, this is a unit that, when their details were first released, I thought they looked really boring. And, because their passive is basically just a bunch of attack and defense. They get more on super, and then their super attack effect is they get more attack and defense. But when you actually use them in-game, and you see, the numbers that they're putting out and stuff, they are actually really, really good. So I don't know if it's hard for me to decide whether I would personally move them up to gamers or not, but I definitely think they are really, really good. Maybe because the lack of really good teams or like really top tier link partners is an issue. Because they have good link partners that share some links, but in terms of their best link partners in number of links, some of those units are not particularly good. So Hidden God Goku, I can kind of agree with this just because like they don't have a 200% lead. Some of their link partners are obviously not the most top tier for things like the red zone and some of the more difficult content. So I can kind of agree with them not being in the highest tier. Then we have LR Blue Evolution Vegeta. So the memes, you know, they are abound for our boy. Would I put him in epic? I honestly don't think I would. I might genuinely just put him in good. Like, looking at this tier, obviously bear in mind the Tech Ginyu Force LR, it's considered the Easy A one, right? Because we don't have that Easy A on Global yet. It just came out on JP. Looking at all of the LRs in this tier, he's probably the worst one, except for maybe Goku and Frieza, because I feel like they haven't aged super well. LR Broly is one that, like, he can still be good in Extreme Super Battle Road because he can clear out enemies quite quickly, but in difficult content, his defense really doesn't cut it anymore. So in hard content, Vegeta's probably better just for the fact that he will survive a little bit easier. And then I guess in LR Gohan is not bad, but his Easy A, like, the community in general considers it to be quite the fumble, right? They gave him a lot of extra defense, but that's basically it. So honestly, I don't think I would put in LR Gohan in epic either, to be honest. I'd probably put him in good. Maybe I'm being a bit unfair to Blue Evolution Vegeta, but he's not a unit that I ever particularly care about running. Even on the 200% team, showcasing him when Global got Majin Vegeta, I wasn't particularly impressed with his performance. So yeah, Goku and Frieza, I've never really been a huge fan of them either, even post Easy A. So if you wanted to argue that they should be moved down to good, I probably wouldn't complain. Bootanks and Super Vegito are in here, same tier. I actually don't disagree with that at all. Future Gohan and Trunks, again, very good. I feel like you could probably move them up to gamers. Because on the right team, and if you're getting those AGL orbs, like, especially if you're exchanging into Future Gohan as well, they're better defensively in some of the difficult content than units like the Namek Goku and Frieza. Probably even the 3-year Easy A physical Gogeta as well. So I feel like Future Gohan and Trunks could definitely be in epic. So now we go on to good. I think the LR androids, you could argue this is the right placement because they do rely on fighting a super class enemy to really be at their full potential. But if you are fighting a super class enemy, I feel like you could make an argument for them to be in epic. They're a really good support unit. When they have their full potential against a super enemy, they are actually really good. So, yeah, I don't know. That's a bit of a tough one. AGL Gohan, I feel like he's aged pretty great, but maybe it is a bit too difficult to put him in epic, so I'm not too egregious with this one. LR Goten and Trunks, they're really good. I think they are on the higher end of the LR Easy A's that we've got so far. Gohan and Krillin. Yeah, I'd probably put them here just, again, for the same sort of reasons that we've mentioned already for some of the other units. Lack of really good teams, lack of really good link partner units. But they are a very solid unit, so Great Ape Vegeta, as I've said, JP only. Can't really comment too much on him. I know a lot of people aren't really super hyped about this guy. The Easy A for LR Metal Cooler Army. I mean, obviously, if this was global, they'd be in the Unrunnable tier. But their Easy A does seem like it was pretty good, but nothing too crazy. Majin Vegeta and Trunks. Both of them are good, for sure. They're definitely not unrunnable, but they're definitely not epic, so I think that's fine. The fact that Bojack is still holding it down in this tier when he doesn't have an Easy A is pretty impressive. Bardock is really good. I personally think Bardock is better than Trunks and Majin Vegeta, but like I said, the tiers are not in order. You might even be able to make an argument for him to be on epic with a 200% team and a really good partner. I think the only 200% team he's on is Raditz, though, but he's very good. B-Pan can still be good. Obviously, in the new levels of difficult content, she takes a lot of damage, but the heal is obviously very nice. Spirit Bomb Absorbed Goku is an interesting one. I feel like you could make an argument that he's unrunnable now with his level of defense, but I don't know. I know I personally don't ever run him anymore. LR Turles, He's still probably one of my favourite yellow coin LRs, so I don't know if it's bias that would make me want to put him in epic, because he can do an insane amount of damage. With AGL Turles' Easy A, running the two of them together, the man is an absolute beast, but his defense is definitely not the best. So for something like the red zone, he can definitely get destroyed. But like, you take him into Extreme Super Battle Road and run him on rotation with AGL Turles, and like, he can clear out whole enemies by himself and get stuns. Like, he's really, really good. And when you see units like, you know, the Tech Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, the Int 17, like Team Universe 7, it feels weird for Turles to be in the same tier as them, because he's definitely much better than those units. He's better than Majin Vegeta, he's better than Trunks. So it feels weird for him to be in good, but I don't know if you can argue that he's as good as some of the LRs in Epic. I mean, defensively, he's probably not as good, but I would go as far as to say he's better than Int Gohan. So I'll leave that one up to you guys to let me know what you think. But Physical Angel Vegeta, he's still really good, but he definitely has aged a little bit, both in defense and offense. Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, again, aged quite a bit. I really want to see him with a 200% lead, but I don't think it's enough to, like, boost him into being top tier. The Universe 7 team is a weird one, because you can pretty much only run them on one kind of team setup, and on that team they are good. So I guess they can stay in this tier. Now, Roshi being only in good, I think, is quite a strange choice. I feel like you could easily argue that he is in Epic, because not only is he one of the best free-to-play cards in the game, but you take him into something like Super Battle Road, not only has he got built-in dodge, he can stun and seal, and he has a revive, which is really easy to get. He has the easiest condition revival skill in the game, which has been useful on multiple no-item runs. So I feel like he could definitely be an Epic when we consider some of the, like, he's better than a lot of the LRs in this tier for sure. And then I think version Z Goku only being in good seems like a bit of a weird placement, because I know he's a free-to-play, like, he's a free-to-play unit that everybody can get Rainbow, free LR, but he's actually really, really good. In the showcase that I did for him when he came out, like Rainbow full level 10 links, on his best turns he can hit like 7-8 million attack, while having pretty good defense and giving everyone support. So it almost feels like he's a bit low, because he's definitely better than a lot of the units in this tier as well. And then the physical androids, I feel like this is another one that is a really weird choice, because I did a showcase for them recently on the 200% team, and the 16 when you exchange is actually still pretty solid, but the androids themselves are almost unrunnable. Like, they do have some built-in dodge chance. I think it's only 30% though. And if they're taking hits, they take a lot of damage. So just having a brief glance at some of the units that he's put in unrunnable, I'm assuming that the physical androids are literally only here because of the 16. But I would probably put them in unrunnable. There's a couple that I'm spotting down in that bottom tier that I would say are better than them, for sure. So definitely a bit of a contention with this one. And now we get on to the last tier, and this is where we're going to have some interesting takes, because this is the unrunnable tier. So STR Full Power Frieza, Int Piccolo, not going to get any arguments here. Tech Hercule, I mean, he's bad, but he can be okay in some of the easier stages, I guess. I don't know if I would go as far as to put him in the same tier as some of the units that are in good. So I guess he can stay here. Prime Battle Goku, I mean, his Easy A is pretty good, but in terms of difficult content, he doesn't cut it defensively. Zamasu and Goku Black, I mean, it's fair because they don't have their Easy A yet, so they basically are unrunnable. STR Vegito Blue, not so much. Like, if you're a free-to-play player doing some of the longer events that aren't, you know, like the red zone, he can still be a very useful unit with his stacking, so I don't know if I would put him in unrunnable. Can't wait for his Easy A though, that's going to be sick. But Tien and Chaozu, yep, unrunnable. Spirit Bomb Goku, I mean, if you have his Easy A, I wouldn't say he's unrunnable, but you have to have been playing the game for 2,000 days. So if you've only been playing for 1,000 days and you have him but not Easy A'd, then he 100% is unrunnable. Now, Physical Gohan, I feel like this might be a case where either Nagato doesn't have this guy, like, fully rainbowed. I don't know if he's done all the Super Battle Road stages on his JP, or he just hasn't used him. But this Super Battle Road Gohan with his Easy A, if you have him on rotation with a Goku, he has really, really good damage reduction. I know Jay Fanta has used him on a bunch of his free-to-play teams to beat Extreme Super Battle Road stages. I used him in the Super Physical No Item run, so I would say he's definitely not unrunnable. I think that is a bit of a weird placement there. Super Saiyan 3 Goku, definitely, he needs his Easy A. Beerus and Whis, I mean, I put up that challenge run the other day. You guys should check it out, using Beerus and Whis and the Angels versus the GT Goku event. And I was quite surprised, actually, at Beerus and Whis' performance. Mine are not link leveled and only have 2 dupes, and they are actually doing reasonably well. But, obviously, the GT Goku event's not exactly a good bar for difficulty. So, in harder events, they are going to get crushed. Prime Battle Frieza, I mean, he's still one of the best free-to-play units, but he has not aged well defensively. That is very true. Int Cell is an interesting one. He has a 200% team now. So on that team, he can look pretty good. Although defensively, he is still pretty bad. But I don't know if I would call him unrunnable. And on Extreme Super Battle Road, he is such a cheat card unit with that drop below 30% and then you get a free full heal, which is really, really useful. So I don't know if I can put him in unrunnable just because of that. God Goku, I mean, if he's not getting his dodges, he's taking a lot of damage, but he's another LR that doesn't have an Easy A yet, so I guess it's not too bad that he's in this tier. Same with Trunks and Mai. I mean, against the right enemies, I think it has to be a time traveler enemy, they can dodge and they have stun, so they can be good for Super Battle Road. But yeah, defensively, they've aged really badly. This LR Goku, he's a decent support unit, but he's aged badly as well. Now, Kale and Caulifla being in here, oof. I don't know if this is a meme, if Nagato just doesn't like Kale and Caulifla, but they are absolutely not unrunnable. They can still be very good. They don't hit very hard because they mostly they stack defense and not attack. But in the right events, they're still getting like 3 or 4 attacks per turn, building up their defense and dodge chance. So obviously they're not going to be good against like Broly because they can't dodge. Although saying that, you know, depending how quickly they are able to stack up their defense, they might be okay, because the first phase of Broly is STR. But, I mean, this one majorly stands out to me. They should not be in unrunnable. That is actually crazy. Prime Battle Trunks, you could probably make an argument that he should be in good and not in unrunnable. The Vegeta, he got a very mid Easy A, so I guess that's fine. Yamcha and Poir, pretty mid. Goku and Arale, they're free to play. They've not aged the best, but, you know, they're free to play. Now, Saiyaman 1 and 2 is an interesting choice because when they gave the androids their Easy A, they basically just made them the extreme version of Saiyaman 1 and 2. So it seems kind of weird to have the androids in good and Saiyaman 1 and 2 in unrunnable. I guess the only major difference is the androids obviously have much better links for the team that you want to run them on, whereas Saiyaman 1 and 2 don't have the best links, but I feel like they should probably be in the same tier. And then we get to our biggest disagreement, Mr. Nagato Senpai. Tech Super 17. Now, I know he is a living meme. He's got a very wonky design. They screwed him over big time with some of the design choices they made. But with the release of 19 and Jiro, he got a significant boost because they're a good link partner for him and they give 40% support. And then with the release of Cell, he has a 200% lead. So running that rotation of him and Jiro on Cell's team is actually good. Like, I would put him in good, maybe epic if I was feeling generous. Because mine's like 79% level 10 links, and I think he's doing pretty well in that setup. Maybe you couldn't make the argument for him to be an epic, but he is definitely not unrunnable. That is absolute slander, Nagato, and I will not accept it. So, Goku Black, yep, he's aged a bit. He needs a much better link partner and a 200% lead, but he's still not necessarily going to be epic. He could be in good once he gets that, though. I don't think he needs an Easy A to be good. He just needs a good link partner and a 200% team. Tapion and Minosha, I mean, they are good, but they're very niche. Their best link partner is Easy A Tapion, who is good, but if you're not running them together, you're not really running them. The Shadow Dragons, they actually could be good, but their team is just basically non-existent. Oob can be good in Super Battle Road, but he's aged defensively. GT Trio, I've never been a huge fan. Gohan and Goten, the LR Go Bros, I think unrunnable is a little bit unfair for them as well. They haven't aged the best defensively, but they are still pretty solid. LR Baby, he's obviously aged really badly in terms of defense. Never had a really, really good link partner. We need that Dokkan Fest Baby for sure. And then he could get his easy A, and then he'd be looking good. Tech Broly, aged very quickly in terms of defense. His offense can still be okay, but yeah, I can see why he's in here. Frieza and King Cold, I mean, they'll get an easy A eventually, but they're not too great. Cell doesn't have his easy A yet, so that's fair. Neither do the Goku and Bulma, Demon King Piccolo, Dabura and Barbady. The Zamasu Goku Black, that's kind of fair. Team Bardock, yep, they still don't have their last copy available on either version. Nappa and Vegeta, yeah, I guess that is kind of fair. Krillin can be good in Super Battle Road, though. I don't think he should be an Unrunnable. The Goku and Gohan, pretty mid. Their Easy A will be coming, but not all the medals are available. I can't remember the details. I don't think their Easy A is really that great, but at the moment they are Unrunnable. Boo and Barbady, I mean, they're okay, but again, free to play, not the best. This Trunks, I feel like that maybe is a little bit of an unfair placement. Like, if you have him Rainbow full level 10 links and you're running him in his prime setup, which is the Vegeta family team, I feel like you could probably make the argument that he could be in good. Mercenary Tao is not bad, but has like no teams and no good link partners. The LR Gohan, I'm sure Jay Fanta uses him quite a bit as well. I don't know about him being in Unrunnable. I don't like the GT Juniors duo, so they can be there, that's fine. Same with the Anniversary LR. I know people were very disappointed. I haven't had a chance to use them. Tech Jiren is one of the few LRs that I haven't pulled, but he has aged really badly. The Year 5 Anniversary LRs being in here is kind of brutal, but at the same time kind of true. Broly, Chilai, and Lemo, I mean, if you're in an event where you can dodge and you can get 7 orbs with them every time, then they could be runnable, but other than that, not so much. I think Goku and Piccolo being in Unrunnable is a bit unfair. Surely they should probably be in good. And then this, the Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken and Blue Evolution, this I do not agree with at all as well. I used them in a couple of the ESBR no item runs. If you pick up some Rainbow Orbs, once they get off one super attack, in like Realm of Gods Extreme Super Battle Road, they're taking double-digit damage from normal attacks after one super. So if you get a bunch of Rainbow Orbs and they do multiple attacks with crits and then an additional super at the end, they can be looking pretty good. So I do not agree with them being in Unrunnable. And then Golden Frieza and 17, I guess that is probably fair. So this list definitely a bit more controversial than the last one. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Go check out Nagato if you are interested in Grand Cross content. Definitely makes entertaining videos if you're interested in Grand Cross. So do go and check him out and let me know what you think of his choices and my thoughts on his choices down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.